people after struggling just a couple of times. That pitch misses low. We're underway at Chase Field. By the way, tonight's game will not be available in HD, however. To make up for the change, we have now added the May 6th D-backs Padres game to our HD schedule, a road game not originally scheduled for HD. A high strike, and you said it, Gracie, in San Francisco, the key was a lot of strikes.
Well, a lot of strikes and a lot of quality strikes. He was hitting corners, pitching up when he needed to, staying down in the zone when he needed to.
There you go, a cut fastball that darts over the outside corner, and we mentioned it a moment ago, Fred Lewis, .491 on base percentage, leading the National League. Jumps on top of our Firestone leaderboards. Infield plays him straight, outfield maybe a step or two the other way. Another cutter, that one a little further in.
In the front door, started at the front hip of Fred Lewis and tried to bring it on the inside corner. Lewis right off his thumbs, able to foul it off and get another pitch, though. That's the thing about hitting. If you can spoil the really good pitches, Darren, you're way ahead of the game.
He's enjoyed Chase Field. He is 3 for 5 in his career against Doug Davis. Boy, he changed in velocity there, 86 miles an hour. The pitch before was 81.
Well, the 81 is the cutter. That was just the four-seam fastball, right down Broadway and just challenging him.
1-2 the count to the man out of Southern University, Mississippi native. Same school that produced Ricky Weeks, second baseman in the Midwest. Davis this time a little bit further away, and it's just nubbed, and he's doing exactly what you said. He's spoiling quality pitches.
That's why he's having such a terrific start of the season, because he's able to foul these pitches off. Just nick them foul. And another thing he's doing is he's making Doug Davis work right out of the gate.
Lefty on lefty. Lewis 4 for 8 against lefties this year. They're going to go up the ladder with the high fastball. No bite there. And the count is 2-2. Doug will throw that pitch on occasion, and if he can get 86, 87, that's plenty up there. There's that good-looking curveball.
You want it?
He's going to throw him a fastball away. Bouncing ball. He won that battle. Felipe Lopez. Fred Lewis made him work, though. No doubt about it. Quickly, the defense for the Diamondbacks working behind Doug Davis. More ground ball outs than fly ball outs this year. Burns, Young, and Upton will help when needed. Reynolds, Drew, Lopez, and Tracy will do a majority of the work. And Davis works with Chris Snyder. Pitched to Miguel Montero in his last start. And Connor Jackson, illness striking him before the game. Feeling under the weather, some dizziness. So not getting a chance to see Tim Lincecum again.
I'm sure there's a laundry list of position players that find a way to have a little nausea or dizziness when the day Tim Lincecum pitches.
0-1 the count to Edgar Renteria.
We always had the bad Doc Gooden hamstring, or we had the bad Nolan Ryan shoulder, something. You know, oh gosh, back's bothering me today. Who's pitching? Randy Johnson.
So you're saying that man has caused many a player to have flu-like symptoms?
Yes.
Boy, good pitch, and again the command is there out of the gates for Doug Davis. Here's the thing with Doug Davis. His deliberacy and how slow he can work in a game is a strength of his when used in the right way. But let's be honest, he is still a better guy, like every other pitcher, ahead and counts consistently.
Oh, without a doubt. And, you know, it opens up his whole arsenal. He can use his off-speed pitches, which is his curveball, his changeup, along with the fastball, the cutter. That's what he did up in San Francisco, and that's what he needs to do here tonight.
A lot of guys with good numbers against Davis in their career. Renteria 5 for 11. As that cut fastball had good tilt on it, down 1-2 the count. Throws a good one like that, it almost looks like a slider. The veteran Renteria. Read the name on his back, which is rare for a hitter. You can see the whole number 16 as well. Fly ball, right field, pretty well struck. Upton going back to the wall. It's gone. Edgar Renteria bounces it in and out of the Ride Now Power Sports pool area, and the Giants lead it by a score of 1-0. And as we mentioned, Renteria now his second career home run against Davis.
Well, he misses his spot. He tries to come inside on Renteria. Watch where they want it. Watch where it goes. Oh, dear. That's the difference between jamming him and getting the out and a ball leaving the ballpark. And if that was A-Rod, they would have said that went in the pool.
Yes. High fly ball, Randy Wynn. He has Chris Young retreating. And the play is made out there by CY. Tonight we'll be keeping an eye on an interesting career matchup. Doug Davis v. Benji Molina. There are 38 matchups between the two. Benji has 14 hits, a pair of homers, and a .368 average. But in a couple of crucial situations in San Francisco, Davis was able to get Molina, including a strikeout. And this is a guy who never strikes out, a strikeout with a runner on third. Molina with an open stance in comparison to Renteria. On that front toe he goes. First pitch, fastball away, fouled off. Fun to watch Benji hit, isn't it?
Well, he's a guy that doesn't strike out, but he also doesn't walk very often either.
Not at all.
He is a free swinging hombre. It's tough to get him to take many pitches. You got to miss badly for him to take it.
1-1 the count. A couple of straight fastballs to start off the matchup. And on 1-1, that cutter bounces in there. A cut fastball that bounces. See what he's doing this season. I mean, he is one of the guys that bats in the cleanup spot, not a stereotypical or prototypical cleanup hitter, but he's a timely hitter.
And of course, we talk about how he doesn't take many pitches, and we got a 3-1 count.
A little bit that's on Doug.
Yeah, he's missed badly with 3, yes.
Three and 1 the count with 2 outs. Fastball away, he goes the other way. Justin Upton with a slide, can't make the catch.
That'll go as a base hit for Molina. Just goes with the pitch, and Justin gives it the effort. Just right off his wrist. That's one of those that Justin will tell you, I probably should have caught that ball.
Benji showed us one of his strengths. This is a guy that will hit it wherever it is. He's not worried about trying to pull the baseball. And so now with the base runner and the single, here's Aaron Rowan. That one runs in, and the count 1-0. Giants, as we talked about, on the road this year, unable to come up with any victories to this point. They went to San Diego and were swept. And Los Angeles swept as well. 0-6 away from their home ballpark. That pitch is high, 2-0 the count.
And Doug falling behind now. 3-1 on Molina. Result, base hit. Now 2-0 here on Rowan. He's going to have to make a good pitch here.
Rowan 5 for 19, a .263 clip against Doug Davis. 2-0, he made a good pitch.
Went to the outside corner there with the cutter and got it by him.
Can't quite tell if Snyder wanted it outside, but it was an effective pitch.
It's kind of sitting right down the middle. It just went to the outside corner.
2-1 the count. A home run by Edgar Renteria, his second of the year, puts the Giants up 1-0. Curveball never got there. That's the pitch. Chris Snyder was watching video of the last start today of Doug Davis. Montero caught him. Said the key for me in watching the video is that his curveball was an A+ on that day. the 3-1. Boy, perfect pitch outside corner.
Beautiful pitch.
Now that, just a straight fastball, right?
That to me just looked like a straight for Doug, a straight fastball.
Right.
But right to the outside corner. Pretty pitch.
Straight fastball, the 4-seam fastball, and the cutter obviously with finger pressure on the middle finger. 3-2, runner takes off, popped up, right side, and into the seats it'll go. It's a souvenir down there. And a baseball to take home to remember. Hope to see some of you folks out getting baseballs over the next couple of days, this weekend, and then when the Chicago Cubs come to town next week. I'm excited about that series.
I'll be fired up for that one.
I know you will. I'll be fired up right after that. Runner goes, 3-2, curveball. So the pace we talked about early, a couple of batters, firing strikes, clicking right along, then the antithesis in these last few batters. And ironically enough, right after a home run, not a real good pace.
Yeah, it seems like the home run, he got a one pitch out on Randy Wynn, a deep fly ball to center, but then he started nitpicking. And we have a little analogy that we use. When he starts to nitpick and he doesn't just go right after hitters, we say he gets stuck in the tar pits.
Yep.
That's kind of what's going on right now in the last two hitters. Falling behind, slowing the pace way down. Now he's going to have to face a tough hitter here. This kid can hit Sandoval.
In on his hands, boy, did he make a pitch. That would be a cutter and a good one.
No tar pits there.
No tar pits. This one, not into the tar pits, though technically I guess it'll be called into the water. 1-0. Without big runs or not will certainly help. Let's take a look at Bob Melvin's starting lineup. Brought to you by our good friends with Southwest Airlines. Felipe Lopez, what a season he has had thus far. Eric Burns bats second. Stephen Drew. Then it's Mark Reynolds, Chad Tracy, and Chris Young. Justin Upton starting to warm up the last week or so. Chris Snyder needs a big night, and then Double D. Reigning Cy Young Award winner. Out of the gates, had tough starts against Milwaukee and San Diego. Did not have a tough start against the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, if you look at him, you say, well, there's not much to him. And then after you face him, you say, I hope I never see him again.
With the boyish look and the manly fastball.
And then some.
And he goes right to work at 93, missing into Felipe Lopez. This lineup, these gentlemen that are penciled in, have not enjoyed their brief encounters with Tim Lincecum. Simply put, if you go top to bottom, you don't have a single home run and a slugging percentage below 300.
But if you can make him work, if you can make him earn the outs, see, that's how you have to approach Lincecum. If you get ahead 2-0 like Felipe Lopez, you're going to get a fastball in the middle of the plate. You just can't miss those. Those are the ones you have to take advantage of because it doesn't happen very often.
2-2 the count. I smiled ear to ear, folks, when Gracie just told me that, because I polled about 5 of the hitters in tonight's lineup. And I said, let me get inside your head. What do you see? How do you prepare for Tim Lincecum? As that one's a rocket shot foul. And Mark Reynolds summed it up when he said exactly what Mark Grace just said. He said, Mark Reynolds, you may get one mistake and you're at bat. If you don't hit it, you're done.
Yeah, you're asking for it. And he just hung a changeup right there, and Lopez belted it, but foul.
Hanging around, a good at bat. Now, we sing the praises of Tim Lincecum, but also those of Felipe Lopez. An on-base percentage of .409, slugging over .550. In his last 10 games, he has 17 hits. And he's an equal switch hitter from both sides. Change up, had him out front a little bit. That ball carries. And the play is made. So Gracie, we haven't seen it yet, but it's fastball, curveball, and then a changeup.
Well, he's developed. It's to the point now where his changeup has become just as big an out pitch as his fastball or his curveball. He's got 3 equally terrific pitches.
And in talking with his battery mate, Benji Molina, he said he'll throw a little bit of a shorter, harder curveball that we call a slider, but it is just that,
It's
just
a
a harder curveball.
So like right there, that's the pitch you got to try to hit. The fastball, middle in, thigh high. Be aggressive early on him.
Burns at 152 and on base of 256. Broken bat. Barehanded play. Throwing and able to dig it out is Rich Aurelia. So an infield hit for Eric Burns with the guy on the mound that you can run on, no doubt. And we'll see if that's in play.
Well, the maple bat explodes. And that ball was, oh my goodness gracious, right off his batting gloves. Renteria came in, did all he could, throw in the dirt. I don't know if Aurelia comes up with that. He's able, if he was out or not, he'll go as an infield hit and speed on the base pass. Boy, that was deep in the kitchen right there.
Which brings up what Stephen Drew said about Tim Lincecum as he digs in. Drew at 200 with a homer and 5 RBIs. And a quick throw. He said the velocity readings, Darren, will be anywhere from 93 to the high 90s. He said, but what it doesn't tell you is that when it gets to the plate, it's got really late life on it. And that's what happened to Eric Burns.
Oh.
You think you have it, and then it runs about 2 or 3 inches. Just a little bit.
Just enough to mess you up. That's a good lead there by Burns.
Breaking ball low and in. That's the curve ball. 1-0 the count. Help us take it a step further. What does late life mean when a hitter says that?
Well, late life means the ball gets halfway there and then it just jumps on you. There's some pitchers that don't have it, and he's got late life on his ball. That's how you get a lot of swings and misses. The ball just attacks you.
Fastball is high, 2-0 the count.
And see, when you get speed on the base pass, and as you said, Lincecum, a guy you can run on. What that does now is he's got a guy that's stolen 50 bases on base. If you can give a great pitcher something else to think about besides the hitter, well, now there's a chance he may just make a mistake here, and then you can get something you can handle.
That he was able to handle. That rolls toward the gap, a slide, and firing it back in. And that effort by Aaron Rowan just saved the run. A double by Stephen Drew, who was in fact mentally ready before the game for Lincecum, and then ready when he got in the box.
Well, the 2-0 pitch, we talked about it with Felipe Lopez. He got the fastball in the middle. He fouled it. Stephen Drew hits it in the gap. What a terrific play by Aaron Rowan. That saved a run. If that ball gets to the wall, obviously Eric Burns can walk home. But a terrific play by Aaron Rowan, the Gold Glove center fielder. And boy, did he come up big there. Now Lincecum with an opportunity to maybe get out of this inning, but he's going to have to deal with a pretty hot hitter now in Mark Reynolds. But what you're wanting right now is contact.
Fastball misses away. 1-0 the count. It was Reynolds, who we were speaking of a moment ago, explaining to me the exact same thing that Mark Gray said. When you get your one chance, you better cash in.
And right now, just a ground ball somewhere will tie up the ball game. Middle infielders are back. Third baseman Sandoval's back. That's the pitch right there. That's the pitch you got to put in play. The 1-0 fastball, if you want success, I mean, there it is. There it is. Middle of the plate, just above the knees. Let's see if Reynolds can come back and put something in play here.
Breaking ball, nice job by Benji Molina. Reynolds in his last 8 games hitting .320, slugging .840. Second in the league behind Ryan Braun during that time.
Just shorten up if you're Mark Reynolds. Put it in play somewhere. Changeup.
What a dandy pitch that is.
Well, you see the pitches since he fouled back that 1-0 fastball. You've seen the pitches since. A curveball in the dirt that he was able to lay off, and a terrific changeup that you get the swing and miss.
So now inside of that head of Mark Reynolds, all the pitches bouncing around in there. Runners
now
on
you're
second
battling.
and third.
Ooh, just able to nick another changeup foul.
2-2 the count to Mark. We saw those very good numbers with runners in scoring position in a small sample size of 10 at bats, 5 for 10. Had a nice spring offensively and a nice start to the season.
After 3 straight off-speed pitches, I would imagine you're going to see the express here to the outside corner. Let's see if he can be quick. I got the
change-up and a nasty one.
So you see right there, by not hitting the 1-0 fastball, that's what led to the strikeout. That's a great pitch. Nobody's going to do anything with that pitch. That's the strikeout pitch. But where he struck out was not being able to put that 1-0 fastball in the middle of the plate in play.
So a wise young man, obviously. Unfortunately, he turned out to be prophetic about his own at-bat.
That's exactly right. He got a pitch to handle, he fouled it back, and then he got nothing to hit after that.
Chad Tracy had a unique, as only Chad can define it, explanation of Lincecum. A couple of runners out there for Tracy. Curveball, Molina saved now 2 runs.
Somehow he was able to knock that one down. What a great play. Let's not forget what Aaron Rowan did out in center field as well.
I agree.
Lincecum's getting some terrific defense in front of him with his catcher and behind him with his center fielder.
Tracy, when talking about Lincecum, said a little bit of the Stephen Drew line. He said, "It's a blur with life on it." 1-0 the count.
That's the one to hit right there, and he took it.
Phil Cuzzy behind home plate. I would imagine Tracy said in his southern drawl, "Is that as far as we're going to go?" That's a question he said he'll ask umpires occasionally. Pitch stays high. That looked like that harder breaking ball, or was that a changeup?
That was a changeup. He just hung it.
Okay. Chad 268 and on base of 289. He was 2 for 8 with a double in the Colorado series. Coming in. Hard ground ball. Unable to cash in as Burris converts, as you said. Great plays by Aaron Rowan and Benji Molina helping Mr. Lincecum. Oh, my. Sutton strokes for the little folks. And it was a great day yesterday. It was sold out. Oh, look at you.
Right in the sand.
Right in yeah.
About 150 golfers came, and a lot of money raised for autism research and for the resource center as well. Thank you, Gracie.
Did you notice I was hitting from the desert?
I did notice that.
That was not fairway.
I did notice that. Did you notice I was hitting with the ball on a tee?
I can't believe you swung that hard and the ball went that, well, far.
No, that's not big league. Richard really a good-looking curveball over swings, and Tracy to the bag he goes. And a nice play. Look at that.
Oh, that was amazing. That was amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. See, you love playing for a guy like that, behind a guy like that. So appreciative of his defense. Way to go, Benji. Way to go, Aaron Rowan.
Benji prides himself in his work ethic. We noticed something in San Francisco that certainly stood out. As Emmanuel Burris, good cut fastball buried in. You can't do it on the road if you're Benji Molina, only at home because you take the field first. Benji Molina is out by the on-deck circle a good 2 minutes before his teammates are. Has the entire gear on. He almost looks like he's ready to go to war, and I think he approaches it like he is. Then when his team comes out, he goes on to behind home plate. But he gets antsy. It was the curveball, a called strike, a high strike. And he said, Darren, today I asked him about it. He said, I don't do it to, send any message to anybody or honor anybody. I'm just ready to play baseball.
I'm ready. Yeah. Let's play.
Sounds good to me, doesn't it?
He likes to practice. Practice? He's the anti-Allen Iverson.
The 0-2 pitch to Burris. Oh, my goodness. Strike three over the outside corner.
That's the cut fastball right in the back door. Look at the glove right there. That's right where it goes. That's strike three. Burris can't believe that ball came back.
Power Chevy, Brown and Brown, key to the game. Gracie, no field trip to La Brea.
Well, we've been talking when Doug's right, he's attacking hitters. He is the hunter, not the hunted. And when he is the hunter, when he is the aggressor, that's when he's at his best. When he's the hunted, that's when all of a sudden he becomes a little shy and he starts to nitpick a little bit, and he gets stuck in what we like to call the tar pits. And of course, that's where many giant reptiles.
That's exactly right.
Were laid to rest back in prehistoric times.
And most every kid that grew up in Southern California took a field trip to the La Brea Tar Pits.
I know I did. Woolly mammoths.
Pterodactyls.
Still somewhere down there.
Tyrannosaurus
Velociraptors.
Oh, yes.
Oh, big league. Oh, dear.
Big mammals. Stuck in the tar pits.
Saber-toothed tigers.
In Southern California. pool with our Ride Now Power Sports Pool Cam. Youngsters out there the other night. We took a visit and called the game from
that was fun.
Yeah, we had a great time. Home runs flying out. There's what's going on right now with our visitors and those folks that have taken advantage. They booked it when they heard about it because we were talking as this was an open night the other night. So those folks took advantage and are enjoying their Friday evening out there. Breaking ball, strike one to Chris Young. 24-year-old right-hander working against CY. Fastball lined into left field. And a nice play made by Fred Lewis. That now you put to me under the category of tough break. When you square up Lincecum like that, you want to hit.
Yeah, you smashed that one. You just hit it right at Fred Lewis. Fastball, middle, bang. And unfortunately, there's a waiting glove out there in left.
Here's Justin Upton. Pitches low, a fastball sinking down and through the zone. 1-0 the count to Justin. 167 with 1 RBI. And on base this season. 303. The 1-0. Hard. That's that pitch diving down and away. And so the count 1-1. Another one.
That was the curveball. Same result.
1-2 the count to Upton. Arizona 6-9 to start this season. Last year, 15 games in, they were enjoying an 11-4 start. Get it down, says Molina. Fastball 94. That is that. Walk us through this, Mark Grace.
Well, this is called getting your clock cleaned right here.
Number 19, Chris Snyder.
And this is what he does to a lot of hitters. First pitch fastball down. Okay, well, let's throw the off-speed stuff. Change up, curveball, and some gas to grow on.
And now Chris Snyder. Davis on deck, and the 8-hole is where Snyder works. Down the heart, 0-1 the count. And you make a good point as you educate us on facing a guy like Lincecum. You better be ready when you see that first fastball or second fastball right down the middle. Got a couple of pitches in that.
Those are the ones you can't miss.
1, 2, 3, 5 in a row, sat down by the young right-hander. Arizona presents D-backs baseball, brought to you by the top 3 Power Chevy dealers in the Valley. Arrowhead, Brown & Brown, and Superstition Springs. And by Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. What a gorgeous evening, isn't it? Roof open. Don't forget, anytime the D-backs score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day. We like to call that dinner, and that is a good thing. And bucking the trend, it would be, no doubt, because these two clubs, if either one of them were involved in the Taco Bell giveaway, it's only, in this case, the home team tonight. Not teams that are putting up huge offensive clips out of the gates. The Diamondbacks are third to the bottom in the National League at 3.6 runs per game. The Giants, 3.3 runs per game. League averages about 4.5. So just not enough tacos to go around.
No,
at this point.
And that's very unfortunate. Oh my, what a good pitch in on the belly button of Fred Lewis. Oh, bare hand play down there. That's very nice. I mean, look at that pitch right there, right? Probably 3-4 inches inside. Not going to do anything with that if you're Fred Lewis.
The 0-2, they're going up with it. He gets a call over the outside corner. Snyder was out of his crouch, but Davis instead paints the outside. Hey, whatever works.
Well, after the fastball in, they go to the outside corner. Snyder wants it up. He gets it just below his glove. Perfect pitch.
This is a guy that's reaching base at a clip of about half the time, so he's 0 for 2. Here's Edgar Renteria. That's a good-looking curveball called low. Gracie is homer in the first.
You can see Snyder's reaction. He knew. He just hoped that against Lincecum, that's not the game winner. That's the curveball he wants.
Doug last start beat Tim Lincecum 2-0. Went 8 innings, shutout ball, 6 strikeouts. Pitched well against St. Louis at home prior to that. 8 innings again, 2 runs allowed. As that one dives away, a changeup. That was a 2-1 loss to St. Louis. And in his first start of the year, the Rockies knocked him around. Walked too many, 4 walks, and gave up 4 runs overall. ERA, though, a very respectable 2.5. Center field, and Chris Young tracking there, and on the track makes the play for the out. Don't forget to get tickets now to sit in the all-you-can-eat section at Chase Field. The all-you-can-eat section is a family-friendly area on the suite level of the ballpark, just below St. Joe's Sandlot area. For $30, you get an inside diamond level ticket plus all your favorite ballpark foods. All you can eat. 602-514-8400. dbacks.com/all-you-can-eat. And we like that.
I can't wait.
Well, you can't. 2 outs for Randy Wynn. Switch hitter, batting right-handed, wide open stance, and that one is away. One and 0 the count. A Diamondback killer throughout his respectable career, and that curveball called high. Dougie straightened up like he wanted it.
That's a little up.
When you talk about what Wynn has done, 322 in his career, home run every 20 at bats or so, 10 home runs, just 1 for 10 in that series last weekend. And when I hear that, I don't like it.
Nor should you.
The 2-0. Yes, he did.
Got him to chase one up. And when Doug's right, he gets some high swings. Yeah, we're talking Friday night at the old ballpark with a dog.
2-1. Outside. Changeup. 3-1 the count. A dog and then pizza.
Some za.
Beverage.
And a frosty cold one. Friday night at Chase Field. Oh, man. Loving it.
Wish you were here. Line drive left field. Well struck, but Eric Burns is there, and puts it away. 7 in a row. Sat down by the left-hander from Sacramento. Interesting Geico quote from Executive Vice President and General Manager Josh Burns. Patience with an appropriate sense of urgency, speaking of the start to the season. It's a 6-month season, but every game counts. Every day counts in sort of how you play and establish your identity and the way you're going to win. I don't think patience can evolve into acceptance either. I find that as a very encouraging quote if he's the leader of my team.
Yeah. Patience, but let's go.
Sitting comfortably on this start is not acceptable. And no one should be comfortable with what has occurred. Right down the middle. 6-9 start to the season. 4.5 back. And dealing now with the news, as that is a strike and strike 3, dealing now with the news that they really don't know when they're getting Brandon Webb back.
Might not be for months, unfortunately. And he couldn't play catch today, so that makes you think it's going to be a while before he can let it go on a mound.
Aggressively threw his last bullpen, got on the bullpen mound, and this time flat ground threw a few and shut it down. Felipe Lopez. Look at the hop as he fires that one over the outside corner. You wish, and you love the Doug's pitching and pitching well, but you wish at one point in this series that man would be pitching that's looking on. Shoulder stiffness. MRI was clean when in fact they checked it out. Off Lincecum, who will recover and fire and make an incredible play. Lopez squared him up though, squared up a changeup.
Well, he took that one. He is in some pain. And it might have got him in the arm. And you hope that's not the case. You hope it got him in the fanny. That heals. Well, that's in the inner thigh of his left leg. And that could have been, for any man, one of the ugliest injuries ever.
Yikes. Yeah, that didn't look very comfortable.
And that is a lesson for all you young pitchers out there. Please wear protection.
There's no doubt.
When you are pitching. Change up. Oh, my goodness.
He's all right.
He's all right. That was a rocket. There's been a few balls squared up tonight. A couple for outs, couple for hits.
We have Stevens, Chris Youngs, right?
Mm-hmm. Stephen Drew.
And then
that
Lopez's.
one there.
Not necessarily Burns's, though he earned a hit.
He got a hit, but it was not hit hard. He ended up making a nice play.
Certainly did. A changeup, and the count is 1-1. Eric had his bat break and snap. Hit a slow roller to short, lengthed it out. He would then immediately move to third on a double by Stephen Drew. Aaron Rowan, a sliding play to knock down that double and save a run. Fastball away, 2-1. And then Lincecum just shut things down. Struck out Reynolds. Got Tracy to ground out. Burns drives it deep left field. Lewis going back to the wall. Off that wall, off the yellow line.
Diamondback dugout is not agreeing with that call. We're going to get a bit of a conversation here with third base umpire Chad Fairchild. We may see replay here, Dan. The fans say it's a home run.
Got to go over that yellow line.
It's got to go over the yellow line.
It hit it, that's the top of the wall.
If it hit the top of that wall, let's take a look. I don't think that's a home run. Yep. I don't think that's a home run, Dan.
And the difference is, let's see what we have here in this angle.
No, that's not a home run.
There have been plays, folks, if we can pause it right there. See that rail, that little rail up top, Gracie? If it hits that, then that's a home run, and that's tough to call. It did not hit that rail, though.
No, it hit the yellow line. They're going to get this call right. Well, you never know. You never know if they're going to get it right or not.
Major League Baseball has instant replay. If they don't put their heads together and see it clearly, this is where it can be used, right here.
That's exactly right. We'll get it right. Yeah, there it is. It's a double. Jerry Crawford, the crew chief, explained to Bob Melvin that his young umpire, Chad Fairchild, got it right. Bob Melvin's just wanting this game tied up. He knows how difficult it is to score off Tim Lincecum.
All right, they're all walking in. We will have a replay of this play.
I'm going to use it. This is the first time I've done a game where there's been replay. What about you, Darren?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is exciting. Tom Hallion going to come take a look. He's the second base umpire. I think this is great. The umpires are trying to get this call right. They're doing everything they can to get the call right.
Hit off the top of the wall and bounces in.
Off the top of the wall and stays in.
Did not hit that railing above, which would have been a reversible call. Oh, the crowd likes it. I don't think they'll like the results.
I don't think they're going to like the result, but I love the fact that the umpires are trying to get the call right. That's the bottom line. Get the call right. And these guys are taking a look, seeing I don't think it's going to take them very long to come up with the verdict that it's a double.
Now, with technology the way it works now and Major League Baseball, their home offices in New York involved, and the ability to access instantaneous, this isn't a courtside review in the NBA or in college basketball where our truck is replaying it back. They got a touch screen down there. They're picking whatever they want.
Yeah.
Really high tech and fabulous stuff. Meantime, Tim Lincecum
might be out there tightening up.
Yes,
on
absolutely.
that inner thigh area. Groin area, if you will, that he took a bullet off the bat of Felipe Lopez.
About 4 minutes so far. The pitch was thrown at 7:27 in about 30 seconds. They have come out, they have made the ruling, the umpires break out, they point to second base, and it's a double.
And Bob Melvin. He accepts the call.
Now batting, shortstop Stephen Drew.
They got the call right.
Twice.
Yeah.
But out of respect for the home manager, who I would imagine at some point asked for it, why not? They went and double-checked.
This is a good crew. Jerry Crawford, Tom Hallion, another veteran. Phil Cuzzy, been around a long time. And the younger umpire, Chad Fairchild, he was the one that made the call, the third base umpire. He got the call right originally, and then they looked at the replay and they got the call right. So good for this crew.
So now let's see if Stephen Drew can cash in. Molina blocks it up. Burns on his way to third. He is out easily.
Oh,
easily.
He thought that ball, he wasn't going hard all the way. He thought it got away a lot.
Benji Molina v. Doug Davis, round 2. And Molina won round 1 with a single to right field, Mark Grace.
Yeah, he did. And there you saw what he saw, the away, the cut, and everything hard. Fastballs and cutters. Nothing slow.
Same thing, goes back to a fastball at 84 miles an hour. And again, it was a fastball away, just a tick off the plate that he singled to right field. Needs to be pointed out. Did not try to pull it on a 3-1 pitch.
Oh, my. Cutter up and in.
1-1 the count. And we mentioned, you take a peek at this at bat throughout the game, because 14 for 38 coming in, now 15 for 39, about 375 in his career against Davis. That's lifted, left, well struck, into the corner it goes, it's gone.
It an amazing momentum. All the momentum after the base running mistake by Eric Burns. All that momentum just immediately in the Giants dugout. Benji Molina, who threw out Eric Burns at third base, now gets the same pitch, cutter up and in. You miss away, now you go up and in, cutter, and then you try to come right back in there. This time he was waiting for it, and he clobbered it.
And here is Aaron Rowan. That pitch is high, a changeup. You know, we told you about this matchup and the success. Davis actually struck him out in San Francisco, and in a 0-0 game with a runner on third, to get a guy like Benji to strike out, he's one of the best clutch hitters in the National League. You've done something. And Benji well aware of, as he is mimicking swinging at that inside pitch, well aware of what happened to him last time. We were talking about it before the game. Fouled straight back. This is last Saturday. Runner on third against Benji Molina.
Got him to chase the up and in cutter. Absolutely.
Isn't that interesting? So a similar pitch to the one that was hit out.
Just about. He was just waiting on it that time.
2-1. Good pitch in on the hands. 2-2 the count to the veteran Aaron Rowan. Matt Holliday, Randy Wynn, and Aaron Rowan. Those are National League outfielders with the most hits since the start of the 07 season. Francoeur and Carlos Beltran also on that list. So 2+ seasons.
Francoeur on there.
Uh-huh.
He had a poor year last year, too. Spent some time in the minor leagues. That's interesting. He's on there.
I think he'll be just fine. I'm a Francoeur fan. You?
Well, it's tough not to be. He's a really good kid. Pretty doggone good player, too.
Mm-hmm. A lot of tools. Still raw, there's no doubt. 3-2. Fly ball, center field. Young and Upton get together. Chris Young in front. Makes the play for the first out. All right. Ready, Mark Grace? Here we go.
What do we got?
Well, this would be a very, very solid Aflac trivia question, I'm told. Name the 3 youngest National League Cy Young Award winners. The 3 youngest NL Cy Young Award winners.
Well, I'm going to guess one that I'm almost positive.
I think I know who you're going to guess.
One from my era, and that's Dwight Gooden. I think he might have been 19 or 20 years old when he won the Cy Young. And then I'll let you guess the others.
Well, let's see.
Probably
Lincecum was 23.
23?
I don't know, though. Sandoval, the switch hitter. And in on his hands, Mark Reynolds. And you love to see that if you're pitching.
Great effort there by Reynolds, even on foul balls. You got to love that if you're Doug Davis.
That's a pretty good question. Now I'm a little bit perturbed that I'm not dialing right into it. The 1-1 curveball just got the corner.
Well, that was pretty generous there by Phil Cuzzy, the home plate umpire. Sandoval, who swings at just about everything. Can't believe that.
The 1-2. Pop foul. It's down below us, and a good effort by Gracie, but he can't reach out and get it. Instead, a fan visiting from New Mexico ends up with a souvenir. Good to have him here. 1-2 the count.
Carlsbad, to be honest with you.
Good folks. Saw him down below. 2-0 the score. Home run Molina. Home run Renteria. Just a topper. How about Fernando Valenzuela?
I see Darren's gone to his computer. That's always nice to know, folks.
Now that is not the case at all.
Anything you hear come out of, any guess you hear come out of the cake hole of my partner is going to be cheating, folks.
Now that is not nice for you to say, and not true. Not true at all. The 1-2 to Sandoval is a high fastball. Not true at all. Come on now, you know better than that. It's a good question, though.
It actually is a good question.
I was glad that I got one of the answers right. To the right side. What a nice piece of hitting. For a guy that quote-unquote overswings a lot,
I think Doug Davis did him a favor throwing him a breaking ball in the zone. Breaking ball that stays up. You see him wait back on it and just flip it out there to the right side. That's a nice piece of hitting by the youngster. He can hit. And he will hit.
One out for Rich Aurelia. I mean, is Tim Lincecum on the list? Is that the third one? All right. Well, at least Gracie got one.
And Google got the other two.
Rich Aurelia takes a cut fastball. Davis wanted it. Want to be a kidcaster? Let's go to kidcaster.com and sign up.
That's right.
We have our first kidcaster this Sunday.
No, we'd love to have him up here. There you go.
Hold it up. Hold it up so you can have it out of the shot. Keeping Sandoval close. That's our first kidcaster stops by this Sunday. And in a unique twist this year, Gracie and I, in full trust of the system of selecting the kidcaster, will leave for the entire inning.
We'll see just how good he is.
We'll let the young man just handle it. Driving him back to the bag at first. One and 0 the count. 2-0 the score. Aurelia grounded out back in the second inning. Fastball stays away. A Giant all-star in 2001. More than 1,200 hits in a Giants uniform. On the list in the top 6 in San Francisco history. And his next double will be his 300th. That's a changeup on 2-0 and a good pitch.
Yeah, Rich Aurelia is a terrific fastball hitter. And he just knew a fastball was coming from Doug Davis on 2-0, and he pulled the string on him and got the swing and a miss.
Two and one.
Oh, pretty tall strike there.
And a changeup, too. A lot of times you may get a fastball called, rarely, if ever, any off-speed pitch up there. Fluttered in there at about the belt. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. In on the hands. So high changeup, then a fastball in, and there are 2 outs.
You a NASCAR guy, Darren?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, this week is your week. NASCAR on Fox moves to the Talladega Superspeedway, where Kyle Busch, a.k.a. my guy, will try to defend his title against a full field of the world's best drivers. Coverage of the Sprint Cup Series racing from Talladega begins Sunday at 10 a.m. in high definition on Fox.
That gets a Sutton stamp of approval. That young man and I as well love it. That's a great read on a great subject. That one is in.
Well, you spent a lot of time in your college days in Alabama, didn't you?
I played
Montgomery,
baseball.
Right?
Yes, and I played baseball in Talladega.
Is Talladega close to your old stomping grounds?
Not far. Talladega College there. I'm sure I got a lot of pro careers started back then as well.
Hitting careers.
Yes, hitting careers, absolutely. I led all of college baseball in backing of third as well. 1-1 the count, Emmanuel Burris, when I begged my way into the game. Reynolds even with the bag at third, has to be just in case. He's almost to the grass. Burris drops one down. Outfield a couple of steps in and to the opposite field. Dug a long pause and drives him back, and it skitters on by. Sandoval says forget it. And Trace, in a full effort, slides to pick the ball up. Nothing doing. Roberto Kelly, Sandoval, and Doug Davis all smiling. Looks like Doug had something to say to Pablo. Maybe something to the effect of, I'm not quite sure why I keep throwing over. You're not going anywhere.
Going anywhere. Are you?
1-1 the count. Yeah, the last time these two teams met, Emmanuel Burris had a very forgettable opportunity on the base paths. As that curveball is a beauty. Benji Molina was hitting. There were 2 outs early in the ball game. A chance to strike first and give Lincecum the lead. Burris at third decided to try to steal home.
And was out by a lot?
Yes. And Benji Molina, as he stepped out of the way, looked down with his actions as if to say, what in the world are you doing? 1-2 the count. High fastball.
And it probably wasn't that kind.
No. Benji said, all I tried to do when I went back in and put my gear on is get it out of my mind as quickly as I could, so I didn't take it back to the field.
I would imagine Bruce Bochy might have even said something to the youngster as well.
Yes, he did.
And it might have not have been kind as well.
Curveball tops it. This is not going to be easy. Davis fields, fires. Got him! Nice play, Doug Davis. He can fly. We said it a moment ago. Treat that almost like a bunt. Not even close to being in the tar pits here. On Strauss as we get into our Gila River inning, throwing out the first pitch.
Well, that doesn't look like John Roush.
No, it's not John Roush, John Strauss. Left-handed.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, he's a little shorter than John Roush.
Yes, quite a bit, but left-handed. This, of course, is our Gila River Casino's hit and win inning. If you hit the sign out there in either gap, Diane Kelly will be tonight's winner, $120,000. Now, the jackpot grows by $10,000 every time the prize goes unclaimed. Official rules, hop online, dbacks.com/hit and win. As that pitch, a strike, 1-1 the count. Kind of that classic lefty delivery. Looked more like Terry Forster in his later days. Fastball, 1-2.
With the bigger midsection?
Well,
is that what you're talking about, or are you talking about the velocity on the left-handed fastball?
I'll let you decide, fans. 1-2 the count. Steven fights it off. And I show John, and we talk about this inning, and say this. I want to thank the good folks with Gila River Casinos and the community for their huge support of the event we were speaking of yesterday, the golf tournament for Sark. A really nice sizable donation, cash donation, and they provided some golf balls, and of course, wonderful partnership for charity. Grace even wore his Gila River golf shirt.
Love to get a call back.
Jump on board with the Mark Grace and the charitable events as well. We'll get them on with you. 1-2 is a fastball away. 2-2 the count.
Well, Lincecum dodged a big bullet in the first inning, second and third. Only one out. Got out of it. Really hasn't been threatened since. Eric Burns hit a 2-out double, but he was caught trying to take third base and left Stephen Drew in the batter's box.
A changeup, a strikeout, a long throw. He stayed on the bag barely. And a nice play by Benji Molina. Quickly, let's answer our Aflac trivia question, though. I'm pretty proud of the fact that I already have.
Aflac!
3 youngest National League Cy Young Award winners. Mark Grace said Dwight Gooden, and BaseballReference.com told me Fernando Valenzuela and Tim Lincecum. Just to be truthful. I never tell a tale.
That's all right, Darren. You've been doing it for years. Why change?
Here's Mark Reynolds. Well, look at that. That's that late life. The movement on that pitch. Oh, and 1 the count. Breaking ball, ground ball. Gobbled up. And on across in time for the out. 2 outs. Lincecum at, as we mentioned, 24 years old. And he is so interesting to watch up close, whether it's in the locker room. This morning, or this afternoon, I should say, he had a scouting report out in the, as the veteran, a little bit older there, as the scouting report out on a table in the middle of the locker room and was crouched like a catcher on the chair. Like a teenager would hop up on a chair to sit. Reading through the scouting report. Limber, athletic, very limber. That's a big part of his deal. And a young man at 24 understands the history of the game as well. His father Chris, his mentor, no doubt about that. His pitching coach as a young man taught him the leverage that is needed to be a power pitcher. That's why you see the long stride, the arm out front. That's Dad working. And Tim says it clearly is who it is. It's a changeup high. Last year, 18 wins at 2.62 ERA, 227 innings of work, and 265 strikeouts. Benji Molina lost something back then.
What did he lose?
No, it almost looked like he lost a quarter. Just picked something up from behind home plate, put it back in his pocket. Ah, there's that token for Chuck E. Cheese I was looking for. The 1-2.
Oh.
Over the outside corner, nasty. Is on the
wait.
logo.
That's
It
been
happened.
awesome.
We've been waiting for it, and it finally happened. I mean, we are certainly blessed and certainly excited. And honestly, there's just really one person to talk about.
One person only to thank, and really from the bottom of my heart, you know, I used to work for this person.
Got you, helped you get started.
Absolutely.
A guide, a friend, certainly a leader,
a mentor
for us, and made the drive down to get the shirts today. Where? Tucson, Casa Grande, where was it?
It's Tucson, actually.
And so we want to thank over there from the Fox Sports Arizona offices, Mulkey Salazar, for helping us get our shirts. We knew that she would get it done.
Oh, Mulkey, I miss you.
Just a first-class move. So those will be debuted on Wednesday, but then also on Sunday prior to that. And I tell you, it was well done, Mulkey. Thank you. Thank you so much. A new logo in shirt form. And
yeah, we owe her.
Well, we have information hopefully in the next days or weeks as the count by Lincecum. That one is fouled off. Runs to 2-2.
Pretty healthy rip there from Lincecum. I like that.
Yeah, you bet. So this one's for Mulkey. The 2-2. Chopper. Stephen Drew has to go a long way. Off balance. Off the bag. And Lincecum is on. He took nothing for granted. Ran hard the entire time.
That might be one of those, if Chad Tracy had it to do over again, you'd maybe come off the, if you're going to come off the bag, try to make a tag. Or just try to stretch as far as you can.
Really?
Tough call. Tough to tell there whether he stayed on the bag or not. I think he might have stayed on the bag.
I do too.
Well, it's tough to tell. But that'll be a base hit for Tim Lincecum.
Trying to bunt right through that one. And so 1-0 is the count. No word yet, by the way, as to the fact that those shirts may be available to the public. We're not sure yet. We're hoping.
Well, they gotta be, huh?
Good looking.
I like to say sharp.
Sharp.
Yeah, maybe dashing comes to mind.
There's a jacket that we got.
Absolutely.
For our trip to Milwaukee.
Where they've got a beautiful dome. And whatever the temperature is outside, it's the exact same inside. 30 or 100. It doesn't matter, because in that dome, it's the same.
That one is low.
And you know I'm right. That's what's making you laugh. You worked there for years.
Oh, it's a great atmosphere. There's no doubt.
The fans there are fabulous, and they fill that ballpark up. But the air conditioning / heating, well, let's just put it this way. It doesn't matter, because whatever it is outside, it is inside.
2-1. Fly ball left. Easy chance for Eric Burns. He is there to make the play for the out. I never really thought about it, just grinding through it and enjoying games and ball games, and as you said, good fans. But when I look back on it, what you're talking about, that's the case.
Yeah.
Now, there is no air in there, though. There is no air. There is heat.
Is that what it is? But it all is up at the top of the building.
Not where
and it
you
rises.
are. Not where you are first.
No. Not like down where the seats are. It's in the rafters.
Here's Edgar Renteria. Well, and the good news for that franchise is fans are sitting in the rafters these days. In on the hands. Foul ball.
Well, remind me to talk to new owner Wilbur Atanasio when we get to Milwaukee, and
it's next week,
tell
folks.
him about that.
That's next week, and we don't know what it'll be. Could be cold, could be beautiful, could be 65 and sunny. A lot of support there with the words around our ballpark. Really threw that one away. First inning, Edgar Renteria, close stance, uses the whole field like that. Saw that one bounce into the pool area.
Did we ever get that? Have we gotten that A-Rod home run taken back yet?
Mike McNally is investigating. He has said he will take on the project.
Good.
And if it needs to be removed, Mike said
he'll do it. Director
of Media Relations.
He's on it.
He's on it.
Well, then it's going to be done. He's a can't miss.
The 1-1. Breaking ball, you bet he did. 1-2 the count. Renteria takes a long walk. 2-0 the score. The Diamondbacks dealing with Tim Lincecum with just 3 hits.
Had some opportunities early. That's the thing with a guy like Lincecum. If you don't cash in opportunities, they don't come very often. Maybe once or twice a game you get him on the ropes.
Tried to get the corner, couldn't get it there. And so the count now 2-2. Mark McClune, Mark Grace, Darren Sutton, and you. Trust you had a good week and have a nice weekend planned. Hope your plans include us.
Having a weekend with you, Darren.
That's right. Your plans this weekend is that curveball bounces in there, 3-2. Will include Mark Grace here.
Very happy about that.
Not on assignment. Around the nation.
I get the Saturday blacks.
You do get the good-looking
very
Saturday
happy
black
about
jerseys. You get the big unit.
Max Scherzer, big unit.
3-2 the count. Let's watch the runner and the pitcher. Let's see. Stays put. Fouls back a cut fastball in the count 3-2. We'll do it again. Doug making his 63rd start as a member of the Diamondbacks. He has 20-22 with an ERA of just over 4.
He's putting a good at-bat on Doug Davis here. Fighting him off. Making Doug Davis work here in the middle of the ballgame.
Well, and as he works here in this 7-pitch at bat about to be 8, Doug's at 91 pitches. He's a guy that can go up and over 110 as long as he's doing his thing and keeping this team in the game. Looking for a ground ball here.
Oof, boy. He went right down Broadway with that one. Renteria had a mighty rip at it and just fouled it back. Davis fortunate.
Doug Davis went to college, City College of San Francisco. Grew up in Sacramento. And in that part of the world, an A's fan, not a Giants fan, an A's fan. 3-2 curveball on the line. That is a double play. Hit hard, but right at him. A break for the Diamondbacks. Now it's time to cash in against that man. A10. Look at this. That's a beautiful
Bam!
drive.
That's fabulous. That's a big splash.
It's a big man. So what are the choices again? 10, 7, 5, or 2.5?
If you ask me, Darren, it was a 10.
Oh, that's what we're hoping for. 7-4-4-9-9. 7-4-4-9-9.
And I want to give the fans a 10 for voting you, the guy, into the pool.
As you grab your phone and vote, listen clearly what I say. I want to give you a 0 for voting me into the pool, and you can vote against me accordingly. But
all the great broadcasters have done that.
That's true. Tommy did it.
Yes. Bob Brenly did it.
Bob Brenly.
Jim Traber.
Vin Scully did it when he was in town, didn't he? Vin Scully do it when he was in town?
That's true.
Does that a lot.
I know the late Harry Carey did it.
Yes, yes. Rod Allen?
I don't think Rod did it.
No?
No.
The governor?
No way. No way. We'll ask the governor. I don't think Candyman has either.
Lined into the corner it goes.
Matt Williams is over in the...
Matt Williams has done it.
You think he's done it?
Oh, absolutely.
He might have hit a ball in the pool. I don't think he's gone into the pool, though.
I think he's done it.
There's Matthew.
And I think he's talking.
That one bounces in there. 3-2 the count. He has homered into the pool.
That looks like Jim Traber.
It's like a totally different pool. Did they redo the pool? Wow, look at that splash.
Yeah, that's Jim Traber.
Yeah, those splashes were real.
Oh, what a pitch. 3-2 to strike out. Yeah, to strike out Chris Young. Well, it's one thing to have the guts to throw it 3-2, but then to execute it like that, my goodness, just a perfect pitch.
If I could, on a personal note, this isn't a text publicly. I just got a text from my lovely wife.
Yes.
2.5.
2.5?
She said it wasn't a belly flop, and I piked at the end. Of course, my daughter was a diver for this past year, and she knows all the terms now. My lovely wife, a 2.5. So, fans.
Well, I'm going to disagree with it.
You fans just understand that you voted the wrong person in.
And see, the difference is, because I'm not married to her, I'm allowed to disagree with it. You probably can't.
That's right. That was a great vote. Gracie says vote A or 10. 1-1. Breaking ball. Hard hit. He's on the move. And this is fun to watch. Easily around into second. Justin Upton. You talk about getting your chance, getting your pitch. A guy who throws in the mid to high 90s, leaves a breaking ball over the plate. That's a chance.
That's exactly right. Justin Upton got a big looping breaking ball. It stays on the inner half, and he just nails it down the third base line. No chance for Sandoval. That ball was blistered. Justin hits some of the hardest ground balls. Fastball to the outside corner. Barry Bonds didn't worry me, even though everything was over my head. It was in the air. He didn't bother with ground balls.
Yeah, but Ichiro, I remember when he first got here.
Mm-hmm.
First couple of years, I was broadcasting in the American League. And, oh, my goodness. Change up on 0-2, and Snyder continues to battle in that 8-hole, although he was really taken apart with a great sequence there.
Doug Davis.
It's one of those, you want to talk about challenging 8-hole assignments? That to me is one right there. Got a base open, got the pitcher on deck. What do you do? How much do you expand? What do you do?
Well, especially when you got a guy like Lincecum. Lincecum has the ability to make balls look like strikes. So he can just throw the change-ups and maybe elevate the fastballs and get swings. And he's a special pitcher.
Doug Davis on the ground into center field. Run, Justin, run! The throw to the plate. Double D drives in a run. Who needs an 8-hole hitter when you have a 9-hole slugger? His first RBI of the year.
That's why this is the best game on earth. Just things like that you just don't expect. You get a great pitcher like Lincecum to maybe, just maybe, take things for granted because he's got a light-hitting pitcher on deck or up at the plate. And sure as the world, Doug Davis breaks the lead in half. 2-1, and now turns the lineup over.
Off speed, grabs the outside corner. 0-1 the count to Felipe Lopez.
See if I can get a little momentum in that Diamondback dugout.
Amen. Fastball is low.
Or maybe get under the skin maybe of the youngster, Tim Lincecum.
So Upton with the double. And with 2 outs, you naturally are thinking that Lincecum's worked through it. And Davis
you would have
spoils
thought,
that.
especially after what he did to Chris Snyder. I mean, that was unfair. He gets underneath the breaking ball.
Help me remember, that was the first pitch to Doug?
That was the second pitch to Doug. I'm almost positive it was the second pitch to Doug. Might have been the first. I don't know. I'm just glad he got a hit.
Get a fastball, though, around the plate, swing at it. That's what you're saying, even a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen hitters, and it's unfair. We're sitting up here so comfortably. You've been in those spikes before. But to me, telling yourself I'm going to take till I get a strike, that's not going to work. Because you're in the hole.
No, because there's an old saying, get him before he gets you. You don't want to hit that changeup or that curveball if you can help it. You want to try to hit a fastball that's in the middle of the plate. So when you get it, don't miss it. Take advantage. So look at that. I mean, that's just, you want to hit that? You want to go up there and look for that? No.
Well, you tell me, do you want to hit that?
Of course not. I was a guy that liked to hit the fastball. So, you know what? I'm going to go look for the fastball, and I'm going to try to make it be elevated a little bit. And if he threw me other things, I'm battling. But if I did get the fastball and it was elevated, where now I got to make a good pass at it, and I can't miss it.
Outside.
Felipe's had some good at-bats off of Lincecum.
I don't know how you spit on that pitch. I mean, he just wasn't interested
That just
at all.
means he's seeing the ball well. Does that mean he's going to get a hit? No, he's 0 for 2. But he's really had some good looks at Lincecum tonight.
Lined one off him in the third. Fouled it back. I mean, literally right off his backside in the third inning. And Lincecum scampered after and retired him. Lincecum made a great play.
Now you Doug Davis out there. You're getting running starts on every pitch now. You don't want him to run himself into weariness.
There he goes. Breaking ball, got it. So Doug gathers himself. He does so knowing that he drove in a run against the reigning Cy Young Award winner. one to right field. Benji Molina in the fourth inning leading things off, gone to left field. Doug Davis overall, though, settling in nicely after two great starts against the Cardinals and against the Giants. A great play here by what was a swinging bunt, and it's a 2-1 game thanks to Doug Davis. Of all people in that lineup, Doug Davis has driven in the game's lone run. Now, Gracie, he did take his time. He got a couple of cups of water. Then he came out and warmed up. But we will watch him closely just because he was running the bases. Some pitchers, it affects.
It does affect. Well, especially when you've thrown 93 pitches already. I mean, the gas tank's already under a quarter of a tank. Then you get the base running on top of it. It's a very important inning for Doug. He's going to face the heart of the order here for the Giants, and that is Wynn, Molina, Rowand. Doesn't get any easier. This will be a big bounce-back inning as well. After you drive in a run to help yourself, well, throw a 0 up and get the boys in the dugout again.
Curveball dives down. Doug Davis, in his last 3 outings against the Giants, has averaged 6 2/3 innings and has an ERA of 0.89 in his last 3. That goes up just a tick tonight, but he's been right there. That was drilled left field, but right to Eric Burns. Pitch up in the zone. And now Benji Molina, the third time these two go toe-to-toe. We've been dealing with the matchups. And in the second at bat, it was a home run. And remind us, Mark Grace, of this graphic of the pitches. Started him with a fastball away.
It was a fastball away, and then the cutter in for a swing and a miss, and that same cutter in. This time Benji was expecting it. He hit it into the Diamondback bullpen.
Benji, of course, singled on a fastball away in the first inning.
Nice pitch there to the outside corner. Here it is. There's the fastball away. Strike one. Then that's a thing of beauty. And then, boy, Benji is waiting on it. The amazing thing is not only did he hit it hard, Darren, because that one's popped up foul. That'll reach the seats. But not only did he hit it hard, Darren, but he kept it fair. That's the amazing thing that he did with that pitch. Hit it hard and kept it fair.
Any tricks of the trade in doing that?
Well, you just got to keep. You have to have very talented hands. You got to keep your hands close to your body when you swing it. Like Connor Jackson says, throw that knob of the bat right at the pitcher. That's what Molina did to get it there and keep it fair.
Connor, an onlooker tonight, under the weather before this game started. Scratched from the starting lineup. Molina, 3 fastballs in a row on the outer part of the plate. Interesting thing, and we showed you the video from San Francisco this past Saturday. Funny enough, tying into the last at bat where Benji swung and missed for strike 3 on a cutter in.
Going with the changeup away, it looks like. Oh, he went with the cutter away and got him.
You see the look out there from Molina? He's into this battle.
Well, there's no tricks anymore. They've seen each other 40 times.
Yeah.
So far, Dougie answering the bell here in the top of the 6th. Pitch number 100 with 2 outs here. And Aaron Rowan. He's gotten through Wynn. He's gotten through Molina. He's had a heck of a game, Darren. Bottom line is he's just had a heck of a game.
Get it down, says Snyder, and he does. Watch this reaction.
The pitch up and away. The late swing and miss. You dirty dog. That's respect.
Absolutely.
I hit a home run off of you, and then I did a 180-degree strikeout.
I like that. You dirty dog. Two and 0 the count. Line drive, nice piece of hitting. Blew this ball away.
Well, that's just hitting 101 right there. Get a pitch on the outer part of the plate. Don't try to pull it. Drive it. Look how he's driving through that ball. He's not flipping that ball to right field. He is driving through that. That's a thing of beauty. Make your hitting coach proud when you do that, Darren.
Drive through the ball.
Good pitch.
Right there.
I still think this guy's going to be a terrific hitter before his career's done. He's already a good hitter. I think he's going to be an elite hitter here in a couple of years.
That's a lunch pail ball player.
Oh,
so is Benji.
Well, give me 9 Aaron Rowans as he gets picked off. No,
almost.
Give me 9 Aaron Rowans and I'll win you a World Series. Any manager could. Well, he looks like he could be picked off. He just somehow gets that hand in there. That's the disadvantage of having a right-handed first baseman. That tag just doesn't get there as quick. Oh, good pitch. Shoot him up with that cutter inside.
Let's take one more look at that.
Okay.
See how close it actually was. It looked like he might have got him going back. Oh.
Jerry Crawford looking right at it. And really no argument out of Chad Tracy.
Fastball is high, 1-2 the count. Same two teams tomorrow. Randy Johnson against Max Scherzer. A rematch of this past Sunday's game that went to Randy Johnson. He dominated his former club. The 1-2. Ground ball. Steven leaves his feet and almost comes to a complete stop, then grabs the ball.
Yeah.
Don't know if he would have thrown out Sandoval either way.
He looked like he dove a little bit early. He was playing way over in the pull side of the hole. That ball's not hit hard at all. And then the dive and the knockdown. Yeah, he looked like he might have dove a little bit early, but he keeps it on the infield. Now Doug Davis going to have to dig deep. Doug Davis, dig deep. That was kind of fun.
A little double D.
Quadruple D.
Put 4 together for Doug. And let's see if he can dig deep against Rich Aurelia. R.A. 2-1 the score. Down off the end of the bat. Oh my, it dies in left field. A broken bat RBI for Rich Aurelia. Wow.
Boy, that is painful. A little change up off the end of the bat. But it stays up. And Aurelia, who's driven in a lot of runs against the Diamondbacks in his career, really drives in a big one there. Well, you get the first 2 guys out, you think, boy, he's going to cruise through this inning, and then 3 straight base hits. That stings.
And again, to follow up what Gracie's talked about this whole inning, on the heels of an RBI by the pitcher. The play is made, but the Giants frustrate Doug Davis. on the roof of your home. Eric Burns outside of the box. Brought to you by Jack in the Box. Nearly outside of the park, but not. And this umpiring crew, Mark Grace, used instant replay to confirm that they got the call right the first time.
They got it exactly right, much to the chagrin of Bob Melvin.
All right, that's all I need to know. That certainly eliminates arguments, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What are you going to say at that point?
Okay. Sorry.
Here's Eric Burns. Oh, my goodness. He absolutely, not only did he come into his kitchen, he took out 4 pots and pans and started cooking.
Yeah, messed with Mom while she's in there making dinner.
Goodness gracious.
And your kitchen is inside.
Okay, there you go.
And look at that ball run a foot inside and just eat up Eric Burns. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th.
So to go back to something we talked about in the first inning, would that be late life?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be late life. It looks down the middle, and next thing you know, it's in your kitchen.
It's one of the great things about watching this young man pitch. He's not afraid to come in.
No. Well, he's got that tailing fastball. He's got one that's straight and one that tails in on the right-handed hitter. Let's see if Stephen Drew can get something he can handle on a 2-0 count. See, he got it. He just didn't do anything with it.
When you talk about that pitch there, with the ability to come in when he wants to, his first at bat against Connor Jackson.
Right at his face.
Right up at his helmet, coming in with a purpose to send a message, and it took Connor out of the game.
And out of this one, too.
He's well said. He's not in the game. Under the weather was the report. An illness. I don't know if it was that pitch.
There's another 3-1 that Stephen Drew got what he was looking for. Came up empty. So there you have it. You had a 2-0 fastball this at bat. No matter what the result is, you had a 2-0 fastball that you had a good swing and didn't do anything with, and a 3-1 fastball that you had a 3-1 that they had a good swing, didn't do anything with. Let's see what the final result is. That was a better pitch. That was to the outside corner of the knees. Tough to do much with that one.
Three and 2 the count.
Got the changeup. So see, it's the inability to do anything with the 2-0 and the 3-1 that led to the nasty, ridiculous, unfair 3-2 changeup that nobody's going to hit.
And that's interesting you talk about that. We can show the replay of the changeup and say, man, what a pitch.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not the story.
And in my playing days, when I'd come back after striking out in that situation, you know, your teammates who are supportive, gosh, you know, nothing you can do about that, Gracie. You know, that's just a nasty changeup. My angry reaction to that would be, yeah, but I should have hit that 2-0 fastball much better than I did. You know, that's not where you strike out. Yeah, the 3-2, yeah, that's the strikeout pitch.
You're right, it was a great pitch.
It was a super pitch. But I allowed him to get to that pitch by missing the 2-0 and the 3-1.
The 2-0. Reynolds fouls it off. And we return back to the first inning when we talked about what Gracie and Mark Reynolds said about facing a guy like Lincecum. You usually get one chance if you're lucky in an at-bat. And it ties into what Gracie's talking about now. You better not miss it.
And
Mark told me that.
And Reynolds just missed his 2-0 and his 2-1. And when I say miss, yeah, he's not missing them. He's fouling them. But that's just like missing it. That's your pitch. Strikeout pitchers, yeah, you're going to tally up strikeouts. The Diamondbacks are, you know, they're a team that's going to strike out. Oh, add another one.
Right down the heart. 1-2-3 with a pair of Ks.
Giants and Randy Wynn 3-1. Pleased to be joined by Randy Wynn's college teammate. Fans know him here in Phoenix as Steve Nash, the MVP. Are you just taking back the tickets that Randy Wynn has gotten from you courtside this year for the Suns?
You know what? Actually, Jay Gaspar, our equipment manager, is responsible for these tickets. I didn't want to. Randy and I were housemates, so he's one of my best friends, and he never asked me for tickets.
Really?
So I was embarrassed that he'd asked me for tickets. So we, obviously I know people in bigger and better places than Randy Wynn.
So you got the whole training staff here, correct?
We got the whole training staff here. I love these guys, and so for us, kind of have a couple of beers and hang out and. Say goodbye for the summer is a lot of fun for me, and I get to see Randy play. So and the D-backs, so it's good for me.
So when do you start training for the season? What do you do nothing for a couple of weeks, or is there still some cardio?
You know what? I'm so bored that I've been working out almost twice a day, just because I can't sit still, and I'm so antsy, that we're not in the playoffs. So I've been working out a lot. What else I got to do?
Well, I've seen. I follow Shaq on Twitter, and he's connected to you. And I got tired of hearing about his diet secrets. So I noticed you were blogging about the NBA playoffs. How hard is it to watch the playoffs?
It's hard, but at the same time, I don't think we really deserved it this year. We had a really up and down year. We had a lot of things go on. So, having said that, I'm happy for us to try to regroup and make it better, and not necessarily. Gloss over it and think that we'll be fine next year. I think we can improve next year, but it's important for us all to concentrate on how we can individually and collectively improve. So, I expect much better next year.
And last we spoke on the court after the final home game, you said you wish to be back. Has there been any progress on that front at all?
Well, I've had such a fantastic time here, and if I stop playing today and I look back at my career, it would be such an impressionable and important time for me. I love the city, I love the fans, I love the community in so many ways that it'd be a shame if I had to move on, but it is a business and we'll see what happens. But it's just been so fantastic for me and my family that we'd love to stick it out and see what we can do here. But as far as an extension for me, Aaron Nelson's looking for an extension, 2 down, our head trainer. So, he'd be mad at me if I'm trying to fight for an extension myself and I left him out of the picture. So.
Well, he's incognito in the hat tonight. I know he doesn't want to be recognized. And
camouflage, with all the animals in the building, he wants to hide himself.
And he's got the beard going. So he's a free agent. We hope that you're back. And he's getting you a hot dog for your. I know your diet's going to be good.
Yeah, it just shows. We think we have a special opportunity here. We have a great training staff. We have a fantastic organization and a community we love. Randy Wynn's shaking his head at me because I'm doing an interview. Can I just say about Randy Wynn? All the guys would go out somewhere to get some food. We'd be in sweats, and he's in a button-down. Talk about not being a team player. It's embarrassing. What can I say?
That's a baseball player for you, always wearing a button-down. We appreciate your time. Looks like we got a pitching change. We'll kick it back to the booth.
We'll step aside, 3-1. Brought to you by our good friends with Miller Lite right here on Fox Sports Arizona. Randy Johnson picked up 296. Max Scherzer looking still for #1 in his career. A young fireballer against a man who used to be a fireballer, no doubt. Just a crafty left-hander. And then Sunday, those aren't a couple of slouches either.
No.
Matt Cain against John Garland.
Matt Cain, a guy that could probably have 20 more wins in his career if he just got some run support.
And Doug Davis done from this game. Juan Gutierrez is gone. Yeah, Matt Cain the last 3 seasons, the lowest run support in Major League Baseball. 3.4, 3.5 runs per game. Doug with not much support tonight, but just hit the wall.
And he already had close to 110 pitches coming into this inning. During the interview with Steve Nash, there was a strikeout of Tim Lincecum, but he reached base when strike 3 was a wild pitch back to the screen. So that's a tough break for Doug Davis. Now he's going to hand it over to Gutierrez, and that is a beauty of a bunt.
Stepping on the bag and a nice throw across after as Gracie so aptly said, a beautiful bunt by the veteran Renteria.
Make the third baseman field it. That's what he did. And he will be successful just about every time.
So now 1 out, and Gutierrez has strikeout stuff. There's no doubt about that. Fastball in the mid-90s and a good slider. That's what he needs.
This might be a situation where you got Molina on deck with 0 speed. You may just pitch carefully here and see if you can set up a double play ball.
Breaking ball is low into the dirt. A nice play with a runner on third. As Gracie mentioned, that runner on third is Lincecum, struck out. And the ball did not skitter by Chris Snyder. It catapulted to the backstop. And that's how he reached. So he runs the bases now, and behind him, Fred Lewis. Boy, nice job, Snyder. Doug Davis run support very little as well this year, just 1.7 runs per game when he is in the ballgame. Only lower, Dan Herron below 1, and Johan Santana as that one is away.
2 breaking balls and a changeup to Randy Wynn. He's able to lay off of all 3 of them. This looks like it is the pitch around. And even though Molina is a very dangerous clutch hitter, if you get him to hit the ball on the ground, it will be a double play ball.
Well, that's exactly what they did, huh? Just pitched carefully and pitched around
and set up the double play. See if you can get Wynn to chase something. He didn't. Kudos to him.
Scary proposition,
yeah,
friend, to
without
me.
a doubt, Darren. But I think you're down 2 runs. You can't afford to just give up a sacrifice fly or a ground ball.
You're right.
to win. You got to try to set up a double play ball. This is a guy that is a free swinger. He doesn't walk very often. If you can make a good pitch down around the knees, you might get that much needed double play ball. But you're right, it's a tough chore.
This is as that one is in, it's lifted down the line, long run. Eric Burns still coming and foul. Bangs into the low wall out there. So 0-1 is the count. Tough guy to strike out, number 1. Number 2. In his career, just a tick under 300 with runners in scoring position. As we said in San Francisco, Gracie, one of the least known, best clutch hitters in baseball is Benji Molina.
Oh, no question.
But
no question. As you said, it is a very difficult chore.
But you've painted yourself into this situation, as you said. Looking for a ground ball. Let's see if Gutierrez can get it. Lincecum comes on the bases, too.
He had a good rip at a fastball. Now he's 0-2.
There you go. That's what we're talking about. And that includes some lower clips in that split or that situation with the Angels when he first broke in. That's his whole career. It's been over 300 the last half decade or so. This man hopes to put that right aside. 1 on 0-2. Fastball belted. Deep right center field. Off the glove of Young. Off the wall. Base runners clogged up around the bases. Finally behind, coming around to score Lincecum is Lewis. Molina with the double and 2 RBIs.
If that ball would have been caught, it would have been a double play. Randy Wynn was at shortstop, the runner on first base, and it looked like Chris Young got there, and he gets a pitch up in the zone, an 0-2 pitch, belly button high. See why it looks like he's got a beat on it? He reaches, and he just can't come up with it. It's a long way to go. And they would have gotten that double play had that ball found the glove of Chris Young. Instead, San Francisco stretches it right out. That's probably an 0-2 pitch Gutierrez wants back.
You bet.
Boy, 0-2, belly button high right down the middle.
Against a guy you know will at least protect on that ball, let alone drive it to the track.
Yeah.
Hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark as well, and Lincecum now with a 4-run lead.
That's a little better pitch with 2 strikes. The slider down and away.
2 outs.
Rowan not happy with the call from Jerry Crawford. What do you think at home? Yeah, that's awful close. He might have got it a little too far out there.
Bowen 1 to count to Pablo Sandoval.
We'll turn around from the left side now with the hard throwing Gutierrez.
One and one. Sandoval in this ball game. Couple of singles. He's also grounded out. As Gracie mentioned, a switch hitter. This year better from this side of the plate. About 50 points higher, 286 hitter. As that one sails up and out of the zone. 2-1 the count. 5 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the Giants. A run on 5 hits and no errors for the D-backs. The 2-1. 3-1 the count. Dodgers visiting Colorado. That game 3-3 in the 8th inning. Couple of arms. The lefty Slayton. Korecki the righty warming in the pen. Outside. So they're loaded again for Rich O'Reilly. With a little broken bat single. Seemed like he delivered a big-time blow back in the 6th inning.
He did.
I think that was a momentum builder, no doubt about it.
And remember, this all started with a strikeout to Lincecum. The ball got away. Ended up being a base runner. So these are all extra outs here for the Giants.
That pitch is low.
Gutierrez all over the place.
San Francisco winning 2 of 3 over these Diamondbacks up in San Fran. Both teams combining for 6 runs total in the series. 6 runs have been scored tonight, 2-0. A painful pitch down and away, a changeup, and here's the dagger on a base hit. That was off of Doug Davis, and that was back in the 6th inning. Last outing 3 days ago against Colorado, Gutierrez went an inning and a third, gave up a run. He had gone 5 in a row prior to that in which he was unscored upon. Not only unscored upon, but given up just 1 hit. At Puerto La Cruz in Venezuela. Chris Young with a near catch in this inning. 3-0. Emmanuel Burris waits on deck. Pours it in there to O'Reilly. When he walked, Molina, he doubled. And then Sandoval walked as well. 3-1. 3-2 the count.
O'Reilly taken all the way again. 3-2, 2 outs. Runners will be off. Gutierrez has to throw another strike.
Runners go. 3-2 pitch. Fly ball right field. Just enough to 5-1.
Diamondbacks, Jody Jackson, getting set for Quest Diamondbacks Live, the post-game show. I will be joined by Diamondbacks executive A.J. Hinch, Vice President of Player Development. We will talk about tonight's game and look at the minor league system, some of the top prospects coming up. Of course, we'll always have Bob Melvin's post-game comments and Mark McClune reporting from the field. We want you to text in our question tonight. Darren's belly flop, grade it. Is it a 10? Is it a 2.5? Is it somewhere in between? I don't know if it's a 10, but I like it better than Traber's Cannonball.
Too kind so far, folks. Too kind. I look forward to hearing A.J. Hinch, what he has to say about the minor leagues and player development. That's just a sad face there.
Did that hurt your face?
No.
No? Gosh, you went. That was a legit belly flop. That was big league.
It's about, what, 3 feet? The
Yeah,
only way I was going forward without a jump or a cannonball was to land totally parallel without cracking my noggin. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun.
I thought it was great.
Good changeup. Sure you did. 0-2 the count. Of course you did.
Oh damn.
0-2 the count on Chad Tracy. Tim Lincecum just doing what he does best, continuing to dominate. Hey, don't forget, by the way, to get your tickets to tomorrow's game against the Giants. It's a good one. It's the Justin Upton bobblehead doll. Justin Upton bobblehead doll. It's a good-looking bobblehead doll. Somehow I lost the bat. My apologies. There's a good-looking bat that goes in there, too. But you got the, the head bobbles. You got the Upton. You got the, it's a good thing right there.
How can you lose his bat?
I don't know where it went. I mean,
what's the matter with you?
Oh, Scott Snyder.
Probably should get a shot of him.
Hang on, we're looking for it. There it is. There's the bat. That's not the one from. Is that one? It's 1-1 the count. $5-1.
Oh,
big old bender.
They call that a bowel locker.
He comes back with one, but bounces it. Well, anyway, we'll see you at bobblehead night tomorrow night. The one you get will have a bat, because it won't be handed to you by Scott Snyder. The 2-2. Fastball is low, 3-2 the count. Booth producer. He went on the ride with Mulkey, and we thank him for helping to pick up those great shirts we got earlier.
Can't thank her enough.
Broken bat in the left field. And the play is made. Just another night on the mound for the reigning Cy Young Award winner. Oh my, changeup, fastball.
Fun to watch, unless you're a hitter.
11 strikeouts, 24 in his last 2 games against the Diamondbacks, and Upton with an actual bat in his hand. 1-0 the count. Two 2-0 as he bounces a changeup in there. Remember, Lincecum pitched against Milwaukee. Went 3 innings, gave up 3 runs. It was a 10-6 win. He got a no decision. That was early. It was wild. And then against San Diego, went 5 1/3, 10 hits, 3 walks, 4 earned runs, lost 6-1. So uncharacteristic. And Benji Molina was telling me before the game that he was catching a man with something to prove. Benji said, prove to no one but himself. And he proved it. And he has continued to prove it against the Diamondbacks in back-to-back starts. 3-1.
Well, can't he prove it against somebody else?
I'm sure the others will be seeing it soon. Strike 2.
That's not the greatest way to endear yourself to an umpire. Kind of probably a little bit low. Phil Cuzzy said no, it was high enough. So let's see what Justin gets here, 3-2.
Full count, 2 outs. Outside, ball 4. So Justin reaches with a walk. Lincecum is at 105 pitches on the evening.
Nobody getting loose in the Giant bullpen. Oh, man. I don't blame you, honey. I think he'd rather get a few hits, though, right now.
Yeah. He just turned 21 himself this past August. 2 outs, fastball on the black. Tony Clark waits on deck. There's big TC. Fastball foul back. Good try there, Gracie. A couple of boosts over. You reached out, though. Chris at 107 on the year. Justin Upton just 184. Chris Young 200. Connor Jackson 196. Eric Burns 194. We hope all of those will spike real soon. That pitch is spiked into the dirt. And moving into runners in scoring position now. It's Justin Upton. It's a wild pitch. Miguel Montero hitting just 167.
Well, it's easy to see why the Diamondbacks have only, well, they're 3 games under 500. And most of the games at home. You know, in an offensive friendly ballpark, which is Chase Field, and you got that many guys struggling, it's not gonna equate wins.
2-2. On the upside, Ojeda hitting 391 and Roberts 333 in limited playing time. Reynolds at 275. Lopez 344. The 2-2. High pop right side. Five to 1. The Giants lead it over the Diamondbacks. Tim Lincecum has been frustrating the Diamondbacks for the last 6 days or so. Since Diamondbacks baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. And by Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. Tim Lincecum. Last year, dominating. First few starts, human. Last two, dominating.
He's got a batting helmet on, too. He ain't coming out of this game.
Well, look, this is a young man that, of course, drew the ire of those folks that are really for pitch counts and usage and innings. But he was a guy who would go up and above 110, 115 regularly last year.
Attaboy, Tim. My kind of guy. I know you're not a big fan of that, but it's my kind of guy.
Oh, I'm just fine with that. Bobby Korecki, slider, strike one. Said I was a big fan of that.
Well, you're more like today's pitcher. You know, get your 6 innings, quality start,
3 runs or less. That's a big time stat. I'll be the first to admit you're right on by calling that a big time stat, and I appreciate it.
Oh,
nice
McClune, he booted it.
McClune.
He booted it.
Unbelievable.
He whiffed it. Oh, Mark, that was terrible.
I lost in the lights.
What?
Oh, yeah.
It's blinding.
You have some flu-like symptoms?
Well, Lincecum is pitching.
The 0-2. Fastball is away. 1-2 the count. Well, the Diamondbacks are beginning a journey. They were gifted with 18 games at home in their first 21. They were gifted with off days, seemed like every other day to start the year. They'd play a game and then have a day off, and play a game and have a day off. Or so it felt. Guess what, Mark Grace? Get those suitcases ready, and it is time to get going. One off day. It's a travel day across the country to Atlanta. This includes tonight 40 games in 41 days.
Yikes!
Start your engines.
And good luck. Boy.
Here is Tim Lincecum. That is strike one. Breaking ball over the outside corner, 0-2. Mark McClune's down below after that poor play. He needs to bring some reporting. Sir, what do you have?
Well, you mentioned earlier the pose that Lincecum was in the clubhouse pregame, and while he was in that pose, I walked over and said hello to Brandon Metters, the former Arizona Diamondback, currently in the Giants bullpen. And I asked him, how he liked pitching in San Francisco this season, and he said really enjoyed it just because of how laid back the clubhouse is. He motioned over to Lincecum in his pose, sitting there going through the scouting report, and then we got to talking, and he said it's amazing. It's like he's not the starter. Usually the starter comes in, doesn't talk to anybody, wears his street clothes to the last moment, and that Tim Lincecum was the first guy out for BP today and just joking around with the guys the entire time.
Doesn't surprise me.
There's Brandon Metters. Smile on his face and a different cap on his head and talking about that man. The 1-0. That pitch is low. 2-0 the count. Lincecum pitching Saturday. And then on Sunday had a guest with me before the ball game. And out early on the field while Lincecum was running laps. As that one misses away. My friend was looking on, and the Little Leaguers had come into the ballpark in San Francisco with the doors open, and they would cheer for any big leaguer that came by, hats and balls, and Dan Herron played a little catch. They cheered for him. Tim Lincecum proceeded to run a dozen laps around the ballpark. Shorts, T-shirt, unidentified on either one, sock tied around his head to pull his hair back, unrecognized by the Little Leaguers.
Well, maybe they just don't know the San Francisco guys yet.
I love that story. I think that kind of sums up once he walks away from the ballpark how he looks nothing like a ball player. You played with the guy in a very different way, Mark Grace, that assumed the same identity. More like
Pragmatics.
That's exactly right.
because they don't quote unquote look like a ball player. I don't know what a ball player is supposed to look like.
Slap in the left field.
Maybe like that.
Off the wall.
If you ask me, though, Tim Lincecum looks like a ball player.
And he studies ball players. Listen to Tim Lincecum when we spoke with him talking about history and Bob Gibson.
Well, Bob Gibson, he just went after hitters, and I just admired that. I mean, he didn't care. He was just going after. He was like an animal out there. So, that kind of mentality is kind of what I looked up to, and, kind of want to go about my business the same way.
And again, he knows Bob from his dad.
Right.
Bob was explained by his dad, Chris.
Well, and you can tell also by watching him pitch, and I've listened to him interviewed over the last couple of years. He doesn't want to get hitters out. He wants to embarrass them. That's what he wants to do. It's not enough for me to get you out. I want you to remember my name when you go to sleep at night. I want to embarrass you. I want you tossing and turning and saying, Tim Lincecum, Tim Lincecum. That's what he wants, and that's what he gets.
And that's a hitter talking right there, folks.
I love that. Give me 5 Tim Lincecums, I'll win you a World Series.
So we got 9 Aaron Rowans and 5 Tim Lincecums.
No, I don't ask for much, do I, Darren?
No. 2-1 the count. But I see what you're saying. Just in polling the guys today and chit-chatting casually about the man they're about to face, they all had immediate thoughts.
Yeah.
Not let me recollect, what did Lowe throw me last time? And Derek's an all-star pitcher. But boom, they had thoughts right in their mind.
Sure.
And very descriptive and emotional and decisive thoughts. A blur with movement.
I love it.
If when you get your one chance, you better take advantage, they said.
Well, I got to face a lot of those guys, unfortunately. And it was the same thing. And did I have success off of them? Mostly no. You don't make your living off Tim Lincecum. You make your living off the 3, 4, 5 guys and the middle relievers, not the aces and the closers.
That guy's it would be near the top of the rotation for most.
We'll get a big heaping helping of him come Sunday.
3-2 the count. Korecki misses low. Five to 1 the score. High drive left field. Eric Burns going back. Burns puts it away. The kid that crouches on the chair to get ready hops up, goes back to work. Mark Grace coming up next
What we got?
Tuesday. Redheads,
Oh,
the
baby.
debut. It's a party in the stands at a Diamondbacks game.
Those are our peeps.
Oh, Tuesday, look forward to you selling that place out.
Yeah, we need a bunch of signs, a bunch of knuckleheads.
We get the brand new T-shirt as well. You'll get the Redheads T-shirt, boom, just like that on the back. And
All
the
the
Redhead
dates.
section behind us up there, up behind the visiting bullpen.
That's going to be awesome. Yeah, you can yell at all the visiting bullpen guys. It'll be the Cubs, right?
Yes. Carlos Marmol, Kevin Gregg, their bullpen catcher.
Who is it? Uh-huh. Oh, Neil Koch, you're in for it.
Breaking ball dives down and in. Travis Ishikawa is at first base. Neil Kotz, you're in for it. Spoken by someone who's already called a Cubs game this year. 1-2 to Ryan Roberts. What a moment for Roberts the other day.
Gas.
He goes down on strikes there. Our Nova Home Loans in-game box score. Good night for Eric Burns.
Second baseman from Leafland.
And behind, they've all had to deal with Tim Lincecum.
Doug Davis, the lone RBI for the Diamondbacks. Boy, and if you're a position player, boy, you hate that. You hate that the pitcher was the only guy that could help himself.
Lifted into the seats, the young man, the Giants' #1 pick, picked one pick ahead of Max Scherzer in 2006. Lincecum out of the University of Washington. Always been a pitcher. That man, a power arm just the same. Still a step behind, certainly, as that one sails high. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, that was pitch number 117 at 95 miles an hour. I love the fact that he's an admirer of Bob Gibson. You know, even though he's too young to remember, to have watched him pitch. Called him an animal, and he was. And this kid is too.
1-2. Breaking ball. Ball is Ishikawa. There's a reason he's out there, and he makes the play for the out. Lincecum, when he pitched as a freshman in high school, was about 5 feet and about 100 pounds, as you see John Roush. When Lincecum was a sophomore, 5'2", about 110. When he was a junior, still a pitcher, 5'7", 125. He was the Gatorade High School Player of the Year in the state of Washington. He was a 48th round pick by the Cubs at 5'9", 135.
Can you imagine if the Cubs had gotten this guy? Along with Zambrano and Dempster. Lincecum, who, by the way, Darren,
Don't you dare.
he's got a Cy Young under his belt.
Right.
Okay, he's, according to Benji Molina, got something to prove this year. Slowly but surely becoming my guy.
I knew you were going down that road.
I mean, he's on the on-ramp onto that Gracie Highway.
Boy, what a stretch. 2-1 the count.
What a pitch. Right on the outside corner.
We talk about his dad, Chris, worked at the Boeing plant in Everett, Washington. And those mechanics reached to the sky, pulled down.
Now, was Chris a pitcher?
Yes, he was. As Bernsey goes around, 2-2 the count.
Who did he pitch for?
Never pitched professionally, just an amateur pitcher.
Okay.
He had a son, Sean, 4 years older than Tim. Had a mound in their backyard.
And it was all about pitching,
It
huh?
was all about pitching and mechanics. There's that one part of his delivery we talked about in the interview. You saw a piece of from last year. Reach out and grab the dollar bill on the other side of the mound out there. And that's about follow through. That's about reaching to the other side of the knee. He doesn't technically drag on the ground, but once you reach out and you follow through with that throwing hand, get on the other side of that knee. He uses every bit of strength and body and frame that he can.
Every cell in his body is delivering that right there.
Sandoval on the backhand. Fires it on across. 124 very solid pitches. There it is. On a Friday night, enjoying a dog. Look at that young man. There's a redhead. There's a future young man to holler down at the bullpen. Now he's washing down the vitamin-rich snack. Coming up on Quest D-Backs Live, A.J. Hinch. Look forward to having him on as an analyst. Bob Melvin and player reaction would imagine not a lot to be positive about this evening. Neither to be positive about the Brandon Webb update. Tough day for the Diamondbacks. No other way to put it.
Man, you get Brandon Webb shut down playing catch, and you get Tim Lincecum on top of his game. Yuck.
And a tough year for John Roush so far. John Roush has made 8 appearances. He has been scored upon in 6 of the 8 appearances.
And for my money, Roush's stuff is fine, Darren. It's just his location has been really poor.
Belted, right center field. To the gap it goes, it's down. It'll roll all the way to the wall. And Randy Wynn, meantime, legging it on around. Into third with a triple.
Doesn't take long for John Roush to suffer again. First pitch he throws, bang, triple. Right in a nitro zone for a left-handed hitter. Middle in, down, and that's going all the way to the wall.
Runner at third, infield comes in. To the right side, Benji Molina 3 for 4 with a home run. A primetime performance tonight, no doubt about it. Great job working with Tim Lincecum as well. Brought to you by Quest. And just another day at the office. Punching the clock so proudly like his dad did, working at a Westinghouse plant in Puerto Rico. That one in, good pitch.
That was a good pitch. Who's got it? Who wants it?
Mark Reynolds, there you go. So Molina is retired.
He went with a slider on the outside corner for a strike, and then got the ball where he wanted to inside and got Molina to pop it up.
And here is Aaron Rowan. Good pitch over the outside corner. You know, you're talking about stuff. I mean, 92
You'd take that, wouldn't you?
Well, that's plenty as if. I mean, John, when we got here, we commented to the Diamondbacks fans, he's never been, despite his size and at 6'11", tallest in history. He's always been a 91, 92 guy. But doing a lot of that.
But that's where he needs to be. Outside corner with the first fastball. Inside, just missed. That makes it hard on a hitter. But if you're throwing, I don't care how hard you throw, if you're throwing 90, 91 miles an hour and you're in the middle of the plate, it's going to get hit hard.
And especially the lefties. Lefties see the ball pretty well against him.
See another good pitch.
Justin Upton is there, racing, making the play, fires it to the plate. And it gets by Snyder, gets by Roush, who is backing it up. Roush is where he was supposed to be, got the ricochet off the screen.
He gets a Panzer Shrek from Upton. I mean, a rocket right through the wickets of Snyder and right through the wickets of Roush, who was backing it up. But fortunately, you don't see it get through Roush, but it hits the wall behind Roush and comes right back to it.
And fortunately, it hit that low wall.
Yeah, or it could have easily gotten into the seats, and that would have been another run. So some nice pitching there to get 2 outs. Now you got to finish the job if you're John Roush. Finish the job here. Leave that guy on third. Go to bed with something positive tonight.
Well, and that's a great point. And it's come to this. That's where it hit, that low wall. That's a great point, Mark Grace. Look, it's 5-1. Lincecum has handcuffed your team. And you may see a member of the bullpen. But for John Roush right now, it's about John Roush.
Absolutely.
And his
confidence. And it's got to be. Good pitch.
He just did it, folks.
All those pitches in, all pop-ups. Good for John Roush. Boy, he needed that.
And a big man takes a big step in the right direction.
Good hitters. They're number 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Popped them all up, got out of the inning, and like we talked about, that was a time for John Roush to be an individual. Yeah, you're a teammate, but it's time for you to get something positive out of this season. And that was good to see. Because the Diamondbacks need John Roush to be good if they're going to go anywhere this year, Darren.
About to get Tom Gordon back here. When A.J. Hinch is on, we'll talk with him about Gordon's performance and extended today. Find out when, in fact, they plan on having him back. Some interesting stories that I'm sure A.J. will look forward to sharing with us. Get an update on a couple of the key prospects like Jared Parker. Oh, Gracie.
Love to see him.
What an arm. Daniel Schlereth.
How's he doing?
We'll get an update. Last I checked, he hadn't given up a run, but I haven't checked in the last few days.
Have to say he's doing pretty well then, wouldn't you? Go out on a limb.
We'll get an
Well, he
update.
hadn't given up a run.
Well,
You
he
can tell
hadn't
me
when
he's-
I checked.
You can tell me he's throwing well. Come
All right,
on.
Let me go check. Keep an eye on the game for me.
I got you. Affelt to the belt, and the 2-0 to Drew. Outside corner, thing of beauty. Strike one. Here, Mom, you take her. It's grounded to second. Darren, you continue.
We're still looking up Schlereth's
And one
stats.
out. Browse from the largest selection of authentic
Oh,
team
my
gear.
goodness.
Official hats, t-shirts, jerseys, and collectibles. Get team gear straight from the source. Visit dbacks.com/shop.
Think you can take over, huh?
Oh, I love it when Darren has other duties. That's going to bring up Mark Reynolds. Reynolds is 0 for 3 tonight. He struck out a couple of times off of Lincecum. And he got a curveball in. Did that get him? I guess not. I felt hung on to that curveball a little too long. Bounced it on the back foot. I felt got his career started with the Kansas City Royals. Did some good things, and just inconsistencies kind of railroaded his success. Kind of bounced around since then.
That's right, Mark.
Oh, good to have you back, Darren.
Well, I'm just being an analyst now.
Is that what an analyst does? Says, that's right, Mark. Is that all I've come?
No.
Oh, breaking ball and a beauty there. That moves it to 1-2.
Oh, that's right. Keep going, my friend. You're carrying the show. I like it.
Oh, I felt just missed the inside corner. He wanted it.
Yeah.
Phil Cuzzy, the home plate umpire, thought it was a little too far inside. 2-2.
Well, he did. That's right.
6'5", big Jeremy Affelt. Curveball pulled into the dugout.
Well, it was.
Mark Reynolds, 5 for 11, coming into this game tonight on this homestand. A couple of home runs, four RBIs. Against left-handed pitching, only 3 for 15 so far this year. Been a bit of a slow start, and he'll strike out for the third time tonight.
And he will. All right, got your update on Daniel Schlereth.
Chad Tracy's going to come to the plate now. He's going to be the Diamondbacks' final gasp. Oh, did you have something to say there, Darren? I'm sorry.
That's right, Mark.
What do you got for Daniel Schlereth?
4 games, 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs.
Oh, man.
Opponent's batting average of .071.
Wow. And that's in Reno?
That would be in Mobile.
Mobile.
AA club.
Good to have you back.
Good to be back, and that's what's going on in Colorado and in San Diego. I would give you a solid A+ on your effort there.
Don't you ever make me do play-by-play.
I think we
Ever.
should split the game.
No.
Because I could say, that's right. That's about all the analysis I can do.
That's about all I say, huh?
No, it's not. That's not what I'm saying. You say all kinds of things, insightful things. Oh, my. How about that breaking ball?
There's not many former players that do the play-by-play, but we've got our friends in the other booth here from the visiting
Dwayne Kuiper.
San Francisco Giants. Dwayne Kuiper does the play-by-play along with Mike Krukow. Terrific color analyst, friends of the show.
Breaking ball is low. 2-2 the count. Hey, I have my mind a-wondering. On radio, Bob Uecker does play-by-play. He's the voice of the Milwaukee Brewers on radio.
Mike Shannon.
Mike Shannon. Line drive, left center field. That one will split the gap and go all the way to the wall. Chad Tracy rolls into second base, and that's a double.
There's a pretty hunk of hitting right there for Chad Tracy. Here's our very good friend, Dwayne Kuiper.
Working with Mike Krukow sitting off. And next to him, good broadcast team. I think Kipe's on radio tonight, so he's on the radio side.
I got you.
John Miller on the television side with Mike Krukow. And the rally caps. Folks, you need to get your rally caps on at home.
Yes, you do.
I don't know if we've told you that. So you like that Daniel Schlereth update?
Well, I like him, period. I'd like to see him up here sometime soon.
It's good stuff. Electric fastball. Breaking ball, and it's a strike. Big curveball, too, for Schlereth. Hang in there.
Willing Chris Young to keep this game going.
One and one the count. Make it 0-2 as that one's fouled off. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock, same two teams, Giants. Please their fans. Diamondbacks hope to please theirs. Randy Johnson against Max Scherzer. And Mark Grace in the analyst chair. Not off on assignment.
Darren, looking forward to that. And all those postseason games.
There's Randy. With that Arizona gold and tan.
He does, doesn't he?
Breaking ball is away. 1-2.
He is quite bronze.
Remember Tyler Walker?
Oh, yeah, he had the best tan in baseball. Oh yeah, Rally Soda.
1-2. Inside, 2-2 the count.
95 miles an hour. Jeremy Afton. Goodness.
I got the rally hat.
Good rally hat. Attaboy.
Inside, 3-2 the count. Justin Upton waits on deck. Fireworks after the game. Fans hanging around to see the pyrotechnics. Three and two outs. Chris Young hanging around as he fouls that one off. See why? Line to left, hit a screamer right to Fred Lewis, then struck out and fly to left. 1 for 13 against the Giants this year.
There wasn't much hitting going on in San Francisco, and there really hasn't been much going on here as well. So I imagine most Diamondbacks are not swinging it too well against the Giants this year.
That's the ball game.
That's a tough way to end the game there. Ball just above the dirt for strike 3.
Tim